Hi, you guys. Lady Rochelle here, author and founder of Warriors Talk, where we move away from awareness towards action. This is a special edition of Warriors Talk, 31 days of breast cancer awareness facts. And we are in day 4. We are talking about tonight the 1 in 8. So on the first night, we talked about pink washing, which is organizations slapping that pink ribbon on their product, and the product not necessarily um, doing anything positive as it relates to breast cancer awareness or breast cancer research or even having a healthy product. And then the second night we talked about family and genetic testing, the BRCA1, the BRCA2 gene as it relates to your hereditary link with breast cancer. And then on day 3 we talked about male breast cancer, and we found out, if you didn't know, that males do get breast cancer as well. So here we are in day 4 of the breast cancer awareness facts that I'm going to be bringing for the next 31 days, because this is Breast Cancer Awareness Month. So, back in 1971, President Richard Nixon signed the National Cancer Act, declaring the war on cancer. Now, this was 49 years ago. And here we are, still dealing with cancer in a major way. And it doesn't seem like it's slowing down at all. So we're talking about the 1 in 8. But back in 1970, it was 1 in 10. So that was 50 years ago. And now we're at the 1 in 8. So as you can see, the numbers are still close together. 8, 10, they're still close. So in 1970, the risk for women getting breast cancer was 1 in 10. And here we are in 2020, and the risk is at 1 in 8. And just to kind of give you a visual of how that looks right now with breast cancer, it looks like 1 in 8. If you line up 8 women, one of them will be diagnosed with breast cancer in their lifetime. So what does that mean when you think about, them being diagnosed in their lifetime? Or it's either 1 in 8 or either 12%, as they say. So in a lifetime, meaning over an 80-year span. So over an 80-year span of your life, sometime in between that time, 1 in 8 women will be diagnosed with breast cancer. So I just want to give you some statistics tonight, just so you can see the severity of this disease. And we all know someone who has been touched by cancer. We all know someone who has fought this battle and won. We all know someone who has fought this battle and has lost their life fighting this battle, fighting this horrific battle. And we sit and we cheer them on, and we watch how the ones celebrate their victories, and then we watch the ones that that die from cancer. We watch how cancer just ripped them of their every fiber of their being. But we still love them, we still celebrate them, and we still consider them warriors because they was touched by this horrific disease and they didn't give up. Life gave up on them, but they didn't give up on life. So I got that from Denzel Washington. So we're talking about the 1 in 8 tonight, and we're talking about the 31 breast cancer facts that I'm going to be bringing to you for the next 31 days. So I want you to do me a favor, like and share this video. Someone else needs this information. Someone else needs to get this information so that they can know, again, what this disease does and what the numbers look like when it comes to this disease. This disease is no joke. So again, 1 in 8 women will be diagnosed, and over your lifespan, that's talking about an 80-year lifespan. So if you live to be 80 years old and you're part of that 1 in 8, then you can very well be diagnosed with breast cancer. And we know that lung cancer is the first leading cause of death, with cancer coming in at number 2. And cancer has been number 2 since 1970. So it's not letting up. Sooner or later, it's probably going to surpass lung cancer or heart disease, I want to say. It is probably going to end up passing it up sooner or later. We know that heart disease is number 1, But breast cancer is coming in with the second leading cause of death, with lung cancer being the second um, cancer that's killing, with lung cancer being the first cancer, that's killing individuals. And my father passed away from lung cancer. And let me tell you, it was no walk in the park for him. Definitely not. So breast cancer remains the second leading cause of cancer, and lung cancer is the first leading cause of cancer. Heart disease is the number one cancer overall when it comes to the number one killer of diseases. And so I want you to see how serious it is when it comes to cancer. So on average, every 2 minutes, you guys, every 2 minutes, a woman is diagnosed with breast cancer. That's a lot. When you think about it, every 2 minutes, and some of us, 2 minutes can go by so fast and we don't even think about it, right? So every 2 minutes, a woman is being diagnosed with breast cancer. Every 2 minutes, some woman's life is being changed. Some woman's plans, a monkey wrench has been thrown into her plans because now she has to deal with the fact that she has breast cancer. So every 2 minutes, just think about that. The next time 2 minutes pass in your life, that somebody has been diagnosed, some woman, I should say, has been diagnosed with breast cancer. And think about if every 2 minutes a woman is being diagnosed, it makes you think about, for me anyway, because I guess because I was diagnosed with cancer, it makes me think about, like, if every 2 minutes someone is being diagnosed, like, how often are they dying from cancer? One woman will die every 13 minutes. Every 13 minutes, a woman is dying from breast cancer. And that right there alone, every 2 minutes is such a horrible number for me, because it's like, really, like, we've been fighting this since forever. I'm gonna say we've been fighting cancer forever, but the war on cancer was declared in 1971 when the National Cancer Act was passed and signed, and we still have not closed the gap on a cure. We are still using conventional ways to treat this horrible disease, which is chemo, surgery, radiation. I don't understand it. I don't understand it. I don't understand it. Why every 13 minutes a woman has to die from this horrible disease? Why is that? And statistics reported that the breast cancer numbers, the death numbers have been going down. They said it went down 40% from 1989 to 2007. It was a 40% decrease. So it has been decreasing, but when it's still at 1 in every 13, that tells me that we're not working hard enough. We are not doing enough to make sure that the women are aware and that they're taking action with what they know, with the information that's given to them, or when they do get in to get these mammograms done, that things are not moving fast enough for them. A lot of people, a lot of women are underinsured. A lot of women are underinsured. A lot of women need more insurance. It doesn't cover everything, and they're having to do these co-pays, and they don't have the money, or they're just plain flat out not covering what they need to be done. Ladies, keep fighting for whatever it is you need. There are organizations out here that will help you get a mammogram for free. So if you don't have insurance, that's not an excuse. We have Metropolitan Breast Cancer Task Force that would help you get a mammogram for free. So you should not be using that as an excuse. They will take care of it for you. So there are organizations out here that do care about your well-being, and they know how hard it is for women to sometimes get the mammograms. If they're not old enough to get the mammograms, they have to fuss and fight with the doctors to approve them to get these mammograms. But don't stop advocating for yourself. Don't stop advocating for yourself. Continue to push so that you can get the mammogram. And again, Metropolitan Breast Cancer Task Force will help you get a free mammogram if you do not have insurance. So, as you can see, I am very passionate about this because I don't want anybody else. I don't want to see a 1 in 13. I don't want to see women dying every 13 minutes. I don't want to see a woman being diagnosed every 2 minutes. I don't want to see that. Nobody does. Nobody does. Nobody does. So last night we talked about the men. We talked about 2,620 are diagnosed every single year with breast cancer. And out of that, 550 will die. And this is just with the men. And I remember a couple of years ago, that number was lower than that. So it's moving up because um, our men are they're just not knowledgeable about it. You know, breast cancer is looked at as a woman's disease, but our men have to be on alert too because they do have breast tissue, and they need to make sure that they are doing an exam every month as well to make sure that there's no lumps there. And if it is a lump there and it's been there more than 3 weeks, then you need to be talking to your doctor. We talked about last night how some of the famous men have had breast cancer and they have had mastectomies, and they are still alive and kicking and doing well. So 520 men will die out of that 2,620. When it comes to women being diagnosed with cancer, it's estimated for 2020, 2,767 women will be diagnosed. Did I say that right? 2,700 women will be diagnosed with breast cancer alone. That's a lot. It reminds me of the coronavirus because, 200,000 have already been diagnosed with the coronavirus. So 200,000 women every year right now are being diagnosed with breast cancer. And out of that, 42,690 will die. And that number has went up as well. That a couple of years ago, that number was lower than that. I remember saying 40,000 at one point. Now here we are, a couple of years later, we're at 42,000. And why, if we're having all of these awareness campaigns, if we're having all of these walks, if we're having all of these products that you can buy that with this pink ribbon on it, why are women still dying? Why are men still dying? If we're having these so-called awareness programs and information that are, circulating everywhere in October. Breast cancer is not 1 month. Breast cancer is 365, 724. As I said before, every 2 minutes, a woman is being diagnosed with breast cancer, and every 13 minutes, a woman is dying. So this is just not a 1 month thing to where we are celebrating and wearing, slapping on the pink for 1 month. No, absolutely not. This is something that we have to do on a daily basis. Push this on a daily basis so that more lives can be saved and more cancers can be prevented. There are preventive measures we talked about last night that you can take, such as the BRCA test, the genetic testing. There's things that you can take to put the power in your hand. You don't have to be powerless when it comes to cancer. You don't. And I know people call it the big C, but the big C is really Christ. It's Christ. It's not cancer. Although cancer is lurking everywhere. 1 in 3 women and 1 in 2 men will be diagnosed with cancer in their lifetime. Whew, it's a lot, you guys. So more women will be diagnosed with breast cancer than any other cancer other than skin cancer. So besides skin cancer, a lot of women are diagnosed with skin cancer a lot. And coming in after that will be breast cancer. Yes. So what is your takeaway from the 1 in 8 women that will be diagnosed from breast cancer? What did you learn today? What did we learn? We learned that back in 1971, when the war was declared on cancer, the numbers was 1 in 10, and now here we are in 2020, the numbers are 1 in 8, and women are still dying, and women are still being diagnosed every 2 minutes. And we are still using the same treatment that we was using back in 1971. So do we really expect for things to look different? Like, no, we don't. We really don't. We really don't. But I don't want you to walk away from this video thinking that, I know these numbers are alarming and they can be overwhelming, they can be scary, but the best thing that you can do is to share the video so that somebody else can get the information, or share the information with somebody. Allow them to hear this information so they can know just how serious it is. A lot of times when somebody gets a cancer diagnosis, we're looking at them like, girl, what did you do? What was you doing that you got this cancer diagnosis? We look like it's just something they did, or some isolated incident with that person. No, absolutely not. Keep on living. I guarantee you somebody close to you will be diagnosed with a cancer diagnosis, because we are not doing enough to share the information. Stop just sharing it in October. Share this information all year round. So the best thing that you can do, that you can walk away from this video tonight, to know that yes, knowledge is power, but applied knowledge, what you do with that knowledge, is what's going to make the difference. It's the difference maker. So if you're not doing anything with the knowledge, if you're not doing anything when October comes and you're just buying pink products and you're not doing anything else, doing something could be sharing this video with somebody. Doing something could be telling somebody about the statistics that you heard today. Taking somebody to the doctor who needs to get a mammogram, or who needs to get their annual physical. Those are things that you can do. We have to put the power and the responsibility back in our own hands, and not in the hands of cancer, because we already know what cancer is doing. Cancer is a beast, and it's letting everybody know that. But there is something that we can do, and that's to take that knowledge that we receive and to use it, to take action with it. So join me tomorrow night, you guys, as I do my 31 days of 31 breast cancer awareness facts for the next 31 days, because it is Breast Cancer Awareness Month, and I want you to walk away from this month empowered and with some information that you can use, and just knowing more about breast cancer, and just not the color pink. I want you to know more than the color pink. So please share this. Thank you, Brenda. So please share this video with someone else so that they can get this powerful information. We have lost so many beautiful people to this horrible disease, and I'm tired of it. I'm tired of losing people. I'm tired of it. So please share with your family. Start talking about your family history to each other, to let each other know what's going on, so that they can get that information and they can use it. That information is power that they can use to help save their lives. So join me tomorrow, you guys, right here, as I do the 31 days of breast cancer awareness fact. We're on day 4. Tomorrow is day 5. Tune in to find out what I'll be talking about. And I appreciate you tuning in and just listening to the video. If you didn't catch it live, please be kind and rewind. Again, this is Rochelle, author and founder of Warriors Talk, where we are changing lives one warrior at a time. See you tomorrow.